Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Societal Narcissism, and this video is sponsored by contribution from Wilhelm. And Wilhelm sent in a general contribution, which I'm going to use for this story that I found. I have been talking on this channel since basically the beginning about narcissism and pets, specifically dogs, the red flags attached to them. Dogs in general, not only pit bulls. This story I'm covering I think, is a non-pit bull story, but it's the same. It's the same mentality. This is a huge red flag if you know somebody like this, if you're going to get involved with somebody like this, somebody who's obsessed with their dog, who is insistent on taking their dog everywhere they go, shoving their dog in your face, making it a quote unquote service dog and emotional support dog. It's bullshit. It's always been bullshit. Okay, it's another opportunity for a sociopathic narcissist to impose their will on society and on a group of people out in public. It gives them the opportunity to lecture, to play the victim, to know they're forcing something on you that makes you uncomfortable, to make their desires and their needs the priority. So what we have here is a story from Newsweek. Public's no pet crackdown sparks one woman's boycott. And this is something I didn't deal with this much at Macy's with the dogs. People didn't bring many dogs into the stores. When they did, especially in Herald Square, a couple of them got hurt because we had the wooden escalators there, and they get their paws caught in. Is brutal. It could be brutal. Plus, we had our own dogs back then, and it would freak out our own dogs once we brought them out at night because they're picking up the scent of other dogs, and these dogs are picking up the scent of our dogs. And our dogs were there to work. These were working dogs. These were working Dobermans at first, and then Shepherds. Okay, they don't need to be distracted by other dogs. They're there looking for prowlers. They're looking for break-ins. They got to be on alert. We don't need them picking up the scents of other dogs. And they're very well trained. So, they're going to follow the lead of the handler most of the time. But it is, at the end of the day, a dog. And a dog will, even with the best handler sometimes, go off and do what it wants to do if it picks up a scent it doesn't like. So, and you just don't know because dog has a mind of its own. Public's no pets crackdown sparks one woman boycott. A Florida woman boycotted Publix stores after the grocery chain stuck by its policy of banning non-service animals from its supermarkets. And what they're talking about they're not talking about a dog that's for the blind. That's being used for a physical handicap. Those dogs are fine because they're probably some of the most well-trained dogs. If somebody's blind, a hearing impairment, something like that, for a physical disability. These people that's not what this is about. This is about these emotional support dogs because I get anxious if I go anywhere out in public without my fucking Pomeranian. Fuck that. They make these fake service dog vests. They make fake identifications. They buy these leashes that say service dogs. Even here, I just dealt with this a couple days ago here where we're staying. I had this white pit bull. I'm coming in, and one of the units downstairs in front of the stairs. I'm about to go up the stairs. Door opens to another unit. Out comes a white pit bull on a leash. A little white trash girl trying to hold. She's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I jump back on the stairs, and I was ready. This thing was about to die. Okay. I jump back on the stairs, And she was able to with both hands hold it. She's like, okay, I got it. And she's got a red leash that says service dog. And I go, that is a pit bull. It's a white pit bull. And we know they're even more dangerous. Okay, I didn't bring up the color. I'm like, that is a pit bull. That is not a fucking service dog. And you know it. I'm like, that thing was about a half second. I'm like, you were about a half second away from losing it permanently. I'm like, you better keep it under control. Oh, I'm sorry. Luckily, they were gone like 2 days later, and I haven't seen them again. But like, this is the mentality. They don't care. I mean, and that's a pity. I mean, I don't think we're talking about pit bulls in this story. So Lena Avenhanel from West Palm Beach, Florida, told Florida news outlet WPTV that she would no longer shop at Publix store in the downtown area of the city following the appearance of signs banning pets, with the exception of service animals from the popular store. Images had circulated online of signs appearing in Publix stores that informed its customers that only service animals would be permitted on the premises. A spokesperson for Publix told the Tampa Bay Times that although the supermarket did have new signage in all stores, Publix policy remains the same. So what happened, and this is what we would deal with at IKEA, was all these emotional support dogs down, because South Florida, these people, I mean, it's like narcissism heaven down here. Okay, and they love their little yippy dogs, and they want to drag them everywhere, and like, look how cute. No, your dog's not cute. Your dog is cute to you. Okay, for somebody who's not that into dogs, or for somebody who doesn't want to deal with your dog, or somebody who, if you're in a supermarket or a restaurant, or you have an allergy to a dog, we don't want your dogs around. But they don't care. That's when you're going to get the lecture. Well, I can't go anywhere because me, my needs, my emotions, my anxiety, my this, my that. I can't buy a cheap couch without my fucking Yorkshire Terrier by my side. Well, too bad. Go order it online then. Are you blind? No. Are you deaf? No. Are you missing limbs? No. Okay, then take your dog out and come back without it. And Publix is a supermarket. You buy food. They have hot food there. Who wants to be shopping in a place where you buy food, okay, with somebody's dog running around? I don't care if it's in a stroller. I don't care if you got it in a case. I don't care if it's on a leash. People are allergic. Some of these dogs, they got dander. People get severely ill from them. They don't care. Because I'm my anxiety, I'm scared. I can't go anywhere without my dog. Well, then, you know what? Use Instacart then. It's about imposing their will on you. It's about making a group of people conform to your will and to buy in to your bullshit narrative. You know this person will have an emotional problem. Other than that they're a sociopathic narcissist, there's your emotional problem. There isn't a dog in the world that's going to help that. As a matter of fact, a dog only exacerbates narcissism. Narcissists, sociopaths are the last people who should own dogs. The last. Because all they're going to do is they're going to use that dog like they use everything else in their life, as a tool, as a pawn to their advantage, to lord over other people's lives and to break other people's wills. And then have to sit there and act like, oh, you poor baby, you poor emotionally distressed baby. Pity party. We asked that non-service animals be removed from the premises, Publix said, in the policy that is available to view on its website. It appears to have been last modified in early 2020. Dogs, pets, and other animals whose sole function is to provide comfort, companionship, or emotional support do not qualify as service animals and are not permitted in public, even with a doctor's note. The supermarket wrote alongside images of the signs. Yeah, We don't care about your doctor. We care your doctor says you need your Pomeranian. Otherwise, you can't go in and buy filet mignon, or you can't buy Publix fried chicken. You go leave your dog somewhere else and do that. You got children with allergies, you got adults with allergies, you got elderly with allergies. You don't know if a dog's going to snap, it's going to bite somebody, it's going to damage the merchandise, it's going to take a leak in the store, it's going to take a dump in the store. It's food. It's a public place. Nope. And you're going to get the lecture, just like you get the lecture from the idiot, just like you get the lecture from the feminist, just like it's just another ism. It's another ism. Florida residents are split in their opinions, speaking to local media, both in favor of the measure and against it. Anna Vahal said her typical routine of walking her dog before dropping into Publix would now be disrupted. Now I can't do that, she said. I have to come home and drop the dog off and go back out. So right there, I should tell you everything. Just tell you everything about how these people think. It's all about her routine. So everybody else has to be inconvenienced and doesn't like it, or doesn't want to be around dogs, or doesn't want to eat around dogs, or doesn't want to buy food around dogs, or is an allergic to dog, has to have their life disrupted because she can't do what she wants to do, because she has to drop her dog off first before she goes back out. That is the level of entitlement on these people. And the dog, they don't give a shit about that dog. That dog is nothing more than a pawn to them. Red flag. I've been talking about this for years. Red flag city. Red flag city. And I've told people, if you are on a profile, on a dating profile, or even a social media profile, and you got somebody, you got a woman or even a guy in there with a pic of their dog, or a pic of them and their dog, and they look at there, it's like them and the dog, and the dog, and the dog, and they're constantly shoving the dog in your face, run away. You can't run away fast enough, because that relationship is going to be a recipe for disaster, because what she's telling you, or that person is telling you, but it's usually a she, but it can be a guy sometimes too, is nothing comes before this. And this is a pawn. And this pawn can be replaced. And if this pawn will never be replaced by you. This pawn will be related, if dies or something happens to it, will be replaced by another pawn, by another ism. That's just the way it is. Other local shoppers leaned towards supporting the non-service animal ban. One customer told WPTV that dogs inside of grocery stores are just kind of risky with people with allergies and germs all around it. Exactly. Some dogs shed, could get inside of the open food areas, and like the food and the produce sections, she added. Right. Dogs shed, they got dander, they got hair. Some people don't want to eat around your dog. They don't want to buy their food around their dog. People are allergic to your dog. I just don't want to drop it off. My life routine has to be, and you have to be inconvenienced, so I don't have to take an extra trip, drop my dog off so I can go buy some fucking fried chicken at Publix. I mean, the level of entitled narcissism in the entitled argument is mind-blowing when you break it down and think about it. But yet, these people go out there and go on the news and demand you accept their animal just so they don't have to drop it off and go home. One snapshot of a sign in a Publix store: the supermarket asks its patrons not to place service animals in carts or baskets due to health and sanitation concerns. Right. They put these dogs inside the shopping carts, in the baskets. They're rolling around in it. They're fucking drooling in it. It's nasty. It's nasty. If a dog takes a piss in the cart, and yeah, I mean, it's a cart, it's open, but it's going to get on the bars and stuff. And then they're going to, what do you think? They're going to clean that? The floor will get cleaned by the store. Once they're done with that car, what do you think? They're gonna the person's gonna sanitize it? No. And when you go and take a cart out of the parking lot, are you cleaning the bottom of a shopping cart thinking that some dog took a piss in it? No. It's nasty. They don't belong in the carts. No, they don't. Dogs have 4 legs for walking. So why are you putting it in a cart? Because actual service dogs, don't sit in carts. They aren't put in baby strollers or child carriers. They're service dogs. They need to walk. They need all 4 of their legs. Service animals permitted to enter the stores must be under the control of its handler, Publix said in its online statement. The animal may be wearing a leash or harness, the supermarket added, or otherwise obey the owner's verbal commands. The issue of allowing animals to entry to premises or events was highlighted in April when a woman banned her nephew's service dog, who helped alleviate anxiety and panic attacks from her wedding. That's not a service dog, then. It's an emotional support dog. 2 different things. Anxiety and panic attacks is not a service dog function. It's an emotional support dog function, which isn't a real thing. So let's look at that wedding. Let's look at what actually happened here. Bride backed for banning nephew's service dog from wedding. No pets policy. A woman has been backed over plans to exclude her nephew's service dog from coming to her dream wedding. Writing in a Reddit post shared under the handle BD Coocox, I guess, the bride-to-be explained that her 18-year-old nephew, James, so he's 18 and he needs an emotional support dog. Her 18-year-old nephew, James, has a service dog called Max, who helps with his anxiety and panic attacks. Though James' parents are pleading for an exception to be made, the bride has so far stuck to her strict no pets policy for the event. It's her wedding. It's her wedding. She's the bride. It's supposed to be her day. Her day. And these parents and this kid, they want to impose their will on her wedding. It gets even worse here. And it goes to the level of entitlement and selfishness in these dog people. The Department of State estimates there are approximately 500,000 service dogs providing valuable assistance to people across the U.S. It's not uncommon for couples to want their dogs present on their big day, and that's their decision. If a couple wants their dogs at the wedding, that's their decision. You have at it. I don't agree with it. I think it's a huge red flag to begin with, but you do you. This is especially true when service animals are involved. In one instance, a pet owner had his service dog as a best man. Silly. It's silly. Yet, despite the important role played by canines of this kind, in this case, the bride is refusing to budge on the issue. She has valid reason to want the dog excluded for her big day. Max is a well-trained and well-behaved dog, and he has been a great help to James over the years, she said. However, I am severely allergic to dogs to the point where I could have a severe reaction from around them for an extended period of time. This is something my family is aware of. So they want the allergic bride to accept the fucking emotional support dog at her wedding. These are the last people who should own dogs. Because you see the narcissistic entitlement, the sociopathic entitlement that comes along with this shit. She's severely allergic. She can have a severe reaction you want her to risk a severe allergic reaction at her own wedding. So your 18-year-old son could bring his service dog. How about you leave the 18-year-old son and the dog at home then? Sorry. I mean, He's basically still a kid. I mean, yeah, he's an adult. If it's that bad and he can't be without the dog, and then you know what? Maybe you got to skip the wedding, as unfortunate as that may be. Sorry, you do not get to friggin' impose your dog on somebody else's wedding, especially regardless whether they're allergic or not. But this girl's allergic to dogs and they still are demanding she accept the dog at the wedding. Like, who does that? Who would do that other than a sociopathic narcissist? No one. No one. That's why they should be banned from owning dogs. They should. I wish you could. I wish there was a way to ban narcissists from owning dogs, because it would take away one more tool they have in their tool bag to impose their will on society. Instead of accepting her decision, James' parents have been pleading with her to make an exception, promising Max would be on his best behavior and that would not cause any problems. But she's still refusing to bow to the pressure. Well, wait a minute. What kind of answer is that? He'll be on his best behavior? So I thought it was a well-trained, well-behaved dog. So obviously this dog is not well-trained and not well-behaved and likes to jump on people and rub on people and cause problems, and they still want to impose their will on her. They still won't back off. But she's still refusing to bow to the pressure. My wedding day is supposed to be one of the happiest days of my life, and I do not want to risk having a severe allergic reaction during the ceremony or reception, she said. Why would she? The fact that this girl even has to explain this, and explain it to Newsweek, no less, is just societal narcissism, man. That's why I keep telling you, this is a societal problem. Somehow Newsweek is trying to make it look like that there's some kind of question in this. Like this is even fucking debatable. It's not. It's not. It's an obviously untrained, misbehaving, emotional support dog for an 18-year-old, and she's severely allergic on her wedding day. What are we even talking about here? The family is divided. Well, if I was her, anybody who's on the side of the dog, I would uninvite from my wedding, because they're all waving red flags at you. Because what I guarantee you, the family of the dog is a bunch of narcissists. Okay, probably being driven by the mother. Okay, by probably a borderline mother. And again, the flying monkey enablers are like going to the bride and say, come on, just let her, you won't get it. It'll be all right. He'll keep it away. Don't worry. Fuck you. This is what I'm trying to kick them out. This is a red flag for this bride. This is a red flag telling you who you can trust and who you can't trust, who you need in your life and who you don't need. It's like a watershed moment where they're telling you, just remove us from your life, because eventually this is something's gonna go down and it's gonna blow up. Some of my relatives believe that I'm being selfish and inconsiderate, while others, well, fuck them, while others understand my point of view and support my decision, the bride said. James is understandably upset, and I feel terrible about the situation. So she's got to take all this stress and then be guilted over something she has no reason to feel guilty over. None. Commenting on the predicament, Jody Meneses, a wedding planning expert and content manager at magicaldayweddings.com, urge all involved to initiate honest discussions around the topic. No, we're not discussing this. It's not up for discussion. I'm allergic. That's a service dog. It's my wedding. End of discussion. No. See, this is what I keep telling you. It's about the discussion. It's about the lecture. It's about the breaking you down. The only way you win is not to play the fucking game. And yeah, it might seem like a silly story about just dogs, but it's not. This speaks to the grander issue of societal narcissism, sociopathy, personality disorder, gaslighting, gang stalking, flying monkeys, enablers. This has it all. Menendez told Newsweek they should consider organizing a small pre-wedding gathering or scheduling a video conference call to talk through concerns, brainstorm ideas together. Why do I got to brainstorm an idea for my own fucking wedding? No. It's my day. This is what they do. This is how they ruin your day every time. They've ruined your most important day every fucking time. Birthdays, weddings, holidays, Christmas, graduations, you name it. This is just no, we're not discussing this. This is not up for, I'm supposed to discuss that. No. The entitlement is off the charts. Brainstorm ideas together and build an understanding of everyone's needs. The only needs that matter are the needs of the bride and the groom, because it's their fucking day. It's not everyone's day. She added it was important that they express empathy for one another's concern and firmly establish open cooperation. They can cooperate with shit. Though the bride may be hesitant, Menendez felt there were a number of workable solutions that could mean the nephew and his service dog could attend. She suggested a detailed floor plan that kept them apart and the use of a trusted friend as a dog concierge to keep the canine away from the bride. Well, no, why do I have to have a floor plan? I'm like, I can't go into a section at my own wedding because this fucking dog is there. And why does there need to be a dog concierge? The kid has two parents, remember? Because they're not going to control the dog. Obviously, it's a greater problem. Okay, this dog is a greater problem if they know right off the bat that the parents can't control it, let alone the kid the dog is meant for can't control it. In the run-up, she also suggested the nephew hire a professional grooming service for the day, or that the bride speak to an allergist or get a clear assessment of the risks of having a dog there would entail. Why should she have to do all that and then take on that fucking stress and roll the dice on her fucking wedding day for God forbid something goes wrong? Because if something does go wrong, they're not going to blame the family. They're not going to blame the dog. They're not going to blame the flying monkeys that pressured it or this wedding planner. They'll blame her. They'll say she didn't follow the plan, she went into the wrong space, or it's not a big deal. It's not. No, not up for discussion. Not up for discussion. Other social media, however, felt that ultimately the bride should retain the power to decide who should and should not attend their wedding. Yup. As one Redditor put it, in a showdown between your attendants and the bride being able to breathe at her own wedding, the bride wins. Another wrote, I have severe anxiety, so I get the nephew being disappointed he can't attend without the dog. But sometimes missing things you were looking forward to if you are unable to cope at that time is part of the condition, unfortunately. A third added, severe allergies can literally kill people, and I think the bride is more entitled to be alive and present at her own wedding over one of the guests needing to bring a service dog. Newsweek reached out to BD Cox for comment, couldn't verify the details of the case. If you have a family drama, let us know, yada, yada, yada. All right. There is no level of entitlement these people won't go to or they don't have. at your own way. There's nothing to be discussed here. Just understand, like, narcissists shouldn't even be allowed to own dogs. Period. And it's not up for discussion. Don't debate this stuff don't debate your days. Don't debate your most important days, your most important events, okay, with people who are trying to impose their will on you. Because you're never going to win out in the end, and you're always going to end up regretting it. So that is what they say is that. Thank you to Wilhelm for the contribution, and thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you'd like me to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal, with either the Cash App, PayPal, Zelle, and email links in the description box below. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. Also, be sure to follow both my channels on Rumble. Follow me on Twitter and Telegram as well. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Societal Narcissism. Take care, everyone.